hello again. We are here with Darren Fitch.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
We are hanging out here at the Chandler International Film Festival here, the third annual, and we're here at Flicks Brew House, and I've been hanging out with Darren since the festival started. He's a really cool guy, and he actually has an awesome film that is in the festival. It's called Breathe.
Yeah, it's playing on Sunday, and pretty excited about it. Short, it's inspirational film, and it's presented in an untraditional fashion by being a thriller. So usually, inspiration films are kind of on the nose. This one's a little bit more dangerous, which we like. So.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. So I guess what I always try to ask our guests is, what is your message, or what were you trying to convey, as a story in the film? You say inspiration. Can you delve a little bit deeper into it for us, or without giving away too many details?
No, I'd love to. So the film honestly is a little bit playing to the tune. As a millennial, as a young guy, a lot of people are always saying millennials don't know how to work hard and blah blah blah, and I always found that
BS.
I know it's total BS. We got different methods,
Exactly. Just because we're on our phones doesn't mean we're, not on social media or not promoting or doing things in a different way. I think a lot of times we're they just hang out on their phones or playing games or something.
Yeah.
No, there's a whole world behind that screen that you can do and be productive and stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. So I wanted to make a film first and foremost to that, but also I wanted to make a film that particularly of a subject matter that I was really inspired by. And I thought it'd be really cool to hopefully try to inspire others through that and kind of just ride that wave of, that inspirational flux,
Dude, that's awesome. That's super cool. And where did you film most of the, most of everything? Was that in California?
Yeah. It was, yeah. So we were in Los Angeles, California. We shot some beach scenes at, Will Rogers State Beach or whatever. That was fun.
Cool.
Yeah, that was cool. And then we shut down an elevator and then an office and all these things. So that was all in Brentwood and Culver City. So kind of just the greater Los Angeles area.
Right on. Movie City.
Yeah.
I love it. I did love all of your posters as well. I felt like you were the most well represented. I don't know whose job, I don't know if it was you, but your posters are killing it. So,
yeah.
We'll have links to all of his films and everything throughout the video, and just post it everywhere with us. And I really wanted to know too, what's your background? How did you get into wanting to direct? Has it just been a lifelong goal of yours to do that?
Yeah, no, it's kind of interesting actually how I got into it. So I grew up in Orange County, and Orange County has a pretty popular surf and skate culture, and
Sure.
and that I was always interested in that, and so. In part of that, you're trying to make skateboard videos, trying to get sponsored, trying to become the next pro skater kind of a thing when you're young. And I sort of navigated behind the camera, always making the skate videos for everyone else. And then that slowly transitioned into us doing stupid little sketches or skits or whatever that we just thought were hilarious. And then eventually I was like, hey, you know what? This is kind of cool. Maybe my friends actually recommended. They're like, hey, maybe you can. Do this professionally or whatever. You should maybe go to school for it. And I was like, oh yeah, okay, cool. So applied to USC and went to the USC Film School, and then from there, that it's kind of like one of those things. The more that I got into the actual art form of it, the more I started to fall in love and discover that passion. So,
Got it. Okay, so it's sort of like a natural progression. It was just natural curiosity and want to help other friends and be a part of it. Because I remember as a kid, it's as soon as someone got the little camcorder or whatever, it was all right, we're gonna make some really weird videos, and just stuff that we thought was funny, but looking back, it's just dear God, please never see the light of day. We pray that those will never see the light of day.
Yeah.
But that's awesome. And it sounds like you've been involved in kind of maybe the punk culture, a little bit of skater culture, a little bit. Yeah. What's
I still rock out. Every now
man,
and then.
That's punk. Yeah, hell yeah. That's what it's about, man. I feel like behind everyone there's a story.
Yeah.
And, I would never position you as a punk person, but then again, if you were to look at me with my haircut, whatever situation, you never think, oh, this guy's in a pop punk band. So,
yeah. Well, last night we saw your band last night, No Refills, and that was freaking awesome.
Thank you.
And honestly, I would never take you as a punk rocker until I saw you up there, and I was like, dude, this guy's rocking out, his fingers are climbing that neck like crazy. Look at this guy. So
well, yeah, it was super
cool.
fun. We've been playing the after parties for the film festival. So thank you to Mitesh and to the film festival for that. And we're with these guys called Woodfish. I don't think you got a chance to see them, but they're going to be there tonight at Santan Brewery and a few of the other places throughout the weekend. But the guy is an absolute man on the bass. His name's Steve.
Yeah.
And like, have you ever seen, like, do you know who Primus is?
No, who's that?
South Park.
Oh.
The intro.
Okay, yeah, the
it's like the slap bass.
Yeah. Nice.
Homie is like ridiculous, like just insane. So, they're really cool to play with. But
can't wait to see those guys.
Yeah, and you know what? I think that just kind of goes for like the whole weekend. It's just really like a celebration of local artists and artists from all over the world that are in different stages of their careers. And I think it was just really cool to hear, like, we had Kevin Jackson on a little bit earlier, and to hear like his journey and like to hear your journey as well. Like, what are the next steps for Breathe, or what are the next steps for you as a director, producer, screenwriter? Like, I'm assuming you wore a lot of hats with this.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot of hats worn. That's usually how the independent films go, which is kind of a fun process. At times can be a little bit stressful, but it's good. It's a healthy challenge, you know what I mean? The next steps, though, to answer that one is, we're going to take this film to other film festivals. We got others lined up, which I'm really, really excited for. And then from there, we were talking about taking it to an aggregate distributor, which is, guys like, or like ancillary markets, which is like, iTunes, your Amazon Video Prime or whatever, Google Play, those kinds of things, right? So, and then I don't know, if it all works out well, hopefully Netflix will be knocking on our door. Well, we'll see.
That would be awesome.
That
would be awesome.
Yeah.
And there's been
stoked.
Right, like on the flicks, like just like let's Netflix and chill. No,
yeah, what's up?
Netflix, what up, girl?
Yeah.
Like, how cool is that?
That definitely would be. That would be. I think that would up my game a little bit with that whole with the lady culture.
The situation.
I mean? Yeah, and so. I could use all the help I can get. You know what I mean?
Oh, get out of here, good looking dude, man! Get out of here! Look at that smile. This man is beautiful. So, all right. Well, hey, I always am interested too on the music side of things with films. Like, how did you go about picking your soundtrack or the score? What were maybe some artists? Like, how was all that?
Yeah, that's actually a really, really interesting question because music is a second passion of mine. So music's very important to me, and I had this idea. But the idea didn't really come to fruition until I actually heard some music. And when I heard the music, I was like, oh, you know what? This is like, I really like this. I think this could actually play well to this idea I had. So it's oddly enough, the music actually motivated the film, first and foremost. And I mean, not first and foremost, but like at the very, very beginning stages of it.
Rad, like the formation of like the idea, the vision.
Yeah, like I heard the music and I could see the film, if that makes sense. Yeah, where are they? No, but so I discovered them on this site called Music Bed, and these two guys, and so as I started to write my screenplay, I was actually writing it specifically timed to these two songs. So literally, I was like, okay, these beats are gonna land here because that's enough time to like get the character progression into this like next scene or into this next like motivation or whatever it is. And it was like it just fits so perfect with the song. So oddly enough, like the writing and the music creation or whatever, or discovery, I guess you could call it, was like inherently all at the same time.
That's so cool, and that kind of ties into with what we were talking about in a previous guest that I had on. His name's Tim Hardy. He's like a didgeridoo, really cool guy. And we were sort of talking about flow states and like meditation and kind of like with music, when you're all jamming, you're like in like a flow state. And I feel like that same thing happens across different mediums in art and just in life in general. But it sounds like for you, that moment happened. It was like you had some tunes on and you were writing. It was like you were in flow.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah.
That's so cool, man. That's so cool to hear.
Yeah. I mean, music's so important. It literally like it tells the audience how to feel. You know what I mean? Like, it's like they complement each other, both the visual and the audio. You know what I mean? So. Right.
It's like if you were to read a book and then it's like it creates that story in your head. It's sort of like that, but with audio.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
But then you are able to paint the picture, and I think that is so cool that you're able to. They say music decorates time, and I think that what you do is also just fantastic. Please do.
I like that. That's good.
I want my cred. But
heard it here first.
k-Rad Radio Podcast. But no, the way that you're able to cultivate and share your story through the visual medium is so hard to capture, and it's so cool that you're able to paint that picture, in the light that you see it. What advice would you give to folks that are just going through film school, or maybe they have a passion with some of the do-it-yourself cameras and everything like that over at their house? They've got the passion, but they don't necessarily have the know-how. Like, what would you recommend to them?
Yeah, I mean, for any aspiring filmmaker, I think we live in a really interesting time now where most people have a smartphone, and most of those smartphones can record video. Now, it may not be the most professional sense, but I mean, if you have a good story, go out and tell it. Even if you have a story that you don't even know if it's going to gel, if it's only going to, I don't know, strike with like 3 people, still go tell it, still practice the craft, because it's fun, it's engaging, and if it's something that sets your heart on fire, then you got to go for it. And also to that note, I guess my ride's here. No, I was kidding. No, but also to that note, just go out and create. And there's a filmmaker who got a lot of critical acclaim. He made this film called Tangerine. Shot an entire film on an iPhone. So
I think I heard of that.
Yeah, so it's really remarkable nowadays, like what you can do, and so there's almost like no excuse, So if you got a camera or something to record to, go out there, shoot it, because the more practice you do, the better that you're going to become, and the more attention you're going to draw to yourself to become what you aspire to be, a filmmaker. So
absolutely, I'll quote you there.
Yeah, there we go.
That's really good. I think that the most important thing is to get out there and do it. And don't worry if you suck. Everyone sucks at some point. Like, I think I think Dave Grohl said this when he was a part of Nirvana. He said, the first step into becoming a famous musician or like a very well-respected musician is to get in a garage with like 3 or 4 other dudes and just suck.
Yeah.
Just be bad. Like, just try, get it out there. Like,
you got to start somewhere.
You have to practice. Yeah. Everyone starts somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, to that note, a few years ago, I was helping produce the Orange County Music Awards, and we got a chance to interview The Offspring, and really rad dudes. Shout out to all those guys. But what was really cool is they were telling me their story, and their story, they actually went to, the main guy went to USC, and he was like, yeah, we were just playing, and literally we would have like maybe 10 people show up for our shows, and people were like, what is this nonsense, what is this noise, but we kind of just felt free, and it just like liberated us, so we just kept doing it. And then eventually, after like a couple of years, more people started showing up, and then like next thing you know, we have like a full fan base and a record deal, and now we're going on tour and doing all these crazy things. And I thought that story was so inspiring, because I was like, dude, that's awesome. These guys literally, in the face of adversity, when everyone's like, you suck, and no one's showing up to like hear you, they still stuck with it, and now Offspring is, everyone knows who those guys are, so,
Yeah, no, absolutely, 100%. Like, it doesn't matter if you're playing to the sound guy, the lonely sound man at your shows. Yeah. Like, if you're getting out there and you're doing it, and you stay persistent, you're passionate, you enjoy doing what you're doing, I think that if you have any sort of talent, that will naturally come out, and it's really up to you to keep it going. And if you do, then really great things can happen. And I think the first step, though, is taking the jump and doing it. Yeah, people are attracted to passion, and positive people get positive results. Just believe in it, believe in yourself, and eventually I think you will see it, but it's tough. You gotta stick with it. Persistence is key. Well, I wanted to ask you too, is there anything that you would like to plug, or anyone that you need to shout out, or anyone you want to thank in helping you with the film? No, dude, thank you. I definitely want to shout out to the whole cast and crew. You guys were awesome. Making that film was a journey, and I applaud you guys for following me on that journey and following all of my crazy ideas. So thank you. And then also, of course, to friends and family who helped support that film, whether it was with their checkbook, or whether that was, with their like following us on the social media and really building that community. Thanks to you guys as well. If you guys want to check out more about our film, we have like awesome behind the scenes photos and videos and really cool things to check out. Check us out at our webpage is watchbreathe.com. And then our Instagram handle, if you want to see like some, again, cool photos of following our journey, what we're doing on film festivals like this one here,
It's at watch_breathe. So the little at symbol, watch_breathe. And yeah, other than that, I don't know, check out DarrenFitch.com. That's my personal site.
Holla.
Yeah.
Personal plug. Follow the man. Give him a couple likes, a couple tweets. All good stuff. So, Darren, I wanted to say thank you again for coming on the show.
Oh, dude, thank
It's
you so much,
super sick to
man.
have you.
Yeah.
And I hope we can collab on some stuff or just like, let's just hang out.
Hell yeah.
You're chill, dude.
Dude, we will.
So,
Hell yeah.
right on. Well, hey, this has been a special edition of the k-Rad Radio Podcast. Again, check out this man's film, Breathe. From what I hear, it's phenomenal, and really excited to check it out myself. So, we're signing off here, and we'll have a couple more guests. But until then, stay classy.